Welcome back to our community. Susie Thomas visiting with Galen Oaks, Gospel Elvis. And after hearing all of that, everyone's saying, my gosh, how can we hear this guy? When is this happening? So you've got a program coming up, don't you?
I do, and I'm not doing concerts as often as I used to because I'm pastoring a church now, the Amherst Community Church in Massillon, and that's where the concert will be. November 24th, that's a Sunday evening, right before Thanksgiving at 7 o'clock.
At your church?
At the church, yeah, Amherst Community Church. It's 8650 Beatty Street.
All righty. Oh, it's not on Amherst.
It's not. It's on the corner.
Okay.
But the address is Beatty. So that's a free concert to the public, open to the public, and it's done for the purpose of sharing the gospel with anybody that will come. And also, we do take up just a love offering, but it's not for me. It's not for Elvis. It's for... We do a collection, and then we give Thanksgiving meals away about 2 days after that. We collect some money that night, and we go out and buy as much food as we can and give it to folks in need in the community. So we welcome anybody to come, and if they want to give toward that, they're welcome to.
Awesome. Again, that's November 24th, 7 o'clock. And would you say this would be a great thing if you've got a friend you would love to share Jesus with, and they might not be comfortable walking into a church, even though this is taking place in a church? It's not your typical program.
No, it's not. And so that's one of the things that's been really good about doing this as a ministry is that people that won't come to a church service will often come to hear Elvis. And especially if they're Elvis fans, they will enjoy it. It's fun. It's enjoyable. I do as much as I can to share things and say things that Elvis actually said. There were, he said quite a bit in his concerts and some good things.
Wow.
There was a time that he was doing a concert and a bunch of people stood up with a sign. A bunch of young ladies stood up with a big sign they had made up that said, "Elvis, you are the king," which is he's commonly referred to.
That was how he was always referred.
And he right away said, "What does that sign say?" And he read it out loud on the microphone. He said, No, I'm not the king. Jesus is the king."
Wow.
And they all just sat down.
Said
with their sign.
that.
Yeah, he said that.
That's awesome.
It is, yeah. So those are the kind of things I like to highlight because you hear a lot of the bad stuff. And
Yes.
he probably did shoot his television and various things.
All those things are also true.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's so interesting. You said a dichotomous personality. He had both. He really lived in two worlds. Yeah. This has kind of probably taken you into a world you never expected to know this much about, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I had to do some studying, decided take a family vacation, go to Graceland.
You have been there.
Took the family and the
Tell
kids.
me all about it. What was that like?
So, my wife, of course, had made costumes for me. Now, at that time, she'd only made one. Since then, she's actually made now 4 costumes that are professional, like
Wow.
just like Elvis's, and the belts I actually get from the guy that made them for Elvis.
Wow.
But just first-class things. But anyway, I dressed up in that, got pictures taken in front of Graceland and that kind of thing, embarrassed my kids,
Well,
So
that's what
that was
we're
fun.
supposed to do, yeah.
Right. But some of the other fans that were there were taking pictures,
Oh, that's so cool.
It was fun. But
We
I
gotta
just
say-
wanted to learn a lot
Yes.
about him, and especially things on the spiritual realm, where he was.
And that's evident at Graceland as well?
Not so much there. You
Okay.
don't see a lot of, you can see his Bible is there, very well worn, highlighted, written. Donnie Sumner said he used to preach little sermons to us. He'd get us together, and but then he'd end up just kind of being funny about it, and he said, now that I know more about scriptures, like he was kind of off, would kind of get off, but he meant well. And if you really had a problem, had an issue, he would want to pray for you. He'd have everybody gather around at times, and pray. And
It is interesting to get to know this side of Elvis. I never knew. You have a CD, maybe more than one. Are we able to get these?
Yes, I have CD. I have 4 that I've made. The first one was put together, and we didn't quite understand all of the legal proceedings.
Yeah, I was
going
going to say, are you allowed to do this,
So
Galen?
I actually talked to the president of Elvis Presley Enterprises about it, and they said, okay, you can't do this, and this. And I said, wow, because I know, like all the time. He said, I know, but here's if you're going to do it right. And I said, yeah, I want to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
So we pay the royalties for all the songs. I don't sell the CD that I made at first before I learned this. And work with professional Hal Wright here in this area, who's excellent,
Yes.
producer of Christian music. He's won awards and so forth. So, and he's very much a stickler on doing it legally. And,
Yes.
people that have intellectual property, they deserve to be paid. And
Well, legal is good.
Yes. So
It's true.
So it costs money to put the songs out. I thought because I'm changing the words, maybe that wouldn't be necessary. Because it's not quite the same.
You're right,
song.
because parody
Right.
is permitted.
Right.
Yeah.
But we just went ahead and did it anyway because there's some.
Yeah, because I'm thinking
dispute about that.
apologetics has
Right.
all those.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
Very interesting.
So anyway, we've got 3 albums that we do sell. We sell them at the concerts. And,
How do we get them?
well, you can get them from me.
Awesome.
If you want, we used to have a nice website, and we didn't keep up with it. And once I started pastoring, I got so busy, so I don't really have a good website to go to. But you can check out some
can
about
call the-
Elvis and my story at Touched by the King Facebook page.
Perfect. Touched by the King.
Yeah, Touched by the King. We started that Facebook page to let people know about my cancer journey.
Yes.
Because people wanted to pray for me in that, which was greatly appreciated. And so there is also information on the Elvis CDs and some video clips and concerts and so forth there as well.
You have been touched by the King.
Yes.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so 2013 was a rough year for me in numerous ways, but what we'll focus on here is kept having pain in my abdomen. I couldn't figure out, tried all these things, going to the doctor. He says, try this, try that. The last time I went to him, he said, I don't know what else this could be. He said, but if you have pain, if you really have pain, call me and we'll go do a scan and see what's going on in there. So I went home, and within 2 hours, I had pain. I'd never had that before. I had real pain. And he said, get to the hospital. Did a scan. There's a big mass in my abdomen. And so it turned out to be lymphoma, cancer, in a very bad place, inoperable. It's against the spinal cord and the main blood supplies going to the legs. You can't get that. Can't get to it, And so they said, what we got to do is chemo. Well, I had always said, gee, if I ever get cancer, I don't think I'll do chemo. I just hear such terrible things. But when they say, you got about a 65-70% chance that it could get rid of it. So you have to try it,
You had a family,
So,
yes.
yeah,
You
my
want to be
wife
there
said
for them.
yes.
Yes.
You gotta
That's
do
right.
this. So we did it. It would always help. It would knock it down, but it would just keep coming back.
Yeah.
So for 2 years, we went to various places, taking lots of chemotherapy. And finally, at Cancer Treatment Centers of America in Philadelphia, getting ready to do a big procedure, bone marrow transplant, came back to do it, and they said, we can't do it because the cancer is too strong. It won't work. Insurance company won't cover it.
Yeah.
And they said, they're really right. It's not going to work. I'm sorry. There's nothing more we can do for you. But amazingly, in hearing those words, sitting in the doctor's office, my wife and I, we felt no panic. We've been facing this thing for 2 years now and praying, God, we're in your hands. Our lives are in your hands. We're all here temporarily, and it's up to God how long we're here. So, you can't scare me with heaven. I know Jesus. If I die, I'm going to be better off.
Yes.
But my wife didn't really want me to leave, and my kids. So the head doctor came in and said, we're so sorry, there's nothing more we can do, but there's a trial treatment that they're doing, National Cancer Institute, Bethesda, Maryland. They're really having some promising things. I think you would be a good candidate for it if you're open. I said, hey, I'm open. We'll pray about it. If you want to apply for us, we'll pray. And they said, it's not easy to get in, and there's a waiting list. And I said, well, if God wants us to get in it, we'll get in it. And he got us in it very quickly. And at that time, I was given 3 to 5 months to live. And so I go there, and I said, well, yeah, I want to do this thing. I got nothing to lose. Has anybody lived through it yet? And they, oh, yeah, only lost 2. And, but we're getting better. We do it a little different on everybody. I'm trying to find the way that works the best. So I said, well, we're going to pray that God will have you do it the way works best on me.
That's right.
And they said, okay, that's fine. And they did.
And that was how long ago?
4.5 years ago.
Wow.
May of 2015.
Wow.
So I was the first one that this immunotherapy completely wiped it out. And then they did 10 more the same way they did me, all 11 of us still cancer-free. And so it was no longer a trial. Now it's being done at Cleveland Clinic and Columbus, all around the country.
Awesome. Okay, and you can read the whole thing at Touched by the King on Facebook. We want to get to some of your music.
Sure.
Would you let us do that? All
Absolutely.
right. Be sure, November 24th, 7 p.m. Tell us the name of your church again.
Amherst Community Church.
There we go. You want to be there and hear Galen Oaks. I think we can all say, how great thou art, God.
Yes,
Thank you for
he is
joining us on our community. And let's listen now to Galen as Elvis singing How Great Thou Art here on the Light 95.9.
Oh Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the big worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Sing it, fellas.
When Christ shall come with shouts of acclamation to take me home, what joy shall fill my heart?
Then I shall bow in humble